Hi everyone, welcome to the channel again. This is Bhavya here. Hope all of you are safe and doing good. So today we are going to have a video on basics of anatomy. This is gonna be the part 1 and I would be uploading series of these topics. Okay, so today basically we are going to study about the anatomical standard terminologies. Terminologies means names that are used for different directions. Okay, so before going into the topic, we need to know what is anatomical position. Anatomical position, as it shows here, the position in which the body is erect or straight, forearm and palm are supinated. Okay, so another thing is thumb is outward and little finger is inward. Don't worry, I would be showing the diagrams and we'll go through the details of each and everything. See, why do we need to know about anatomical position is because when there is a change in position, the same direction seems different. Okay, and we get confused. So anatomical standard terminologies were named when the body was kept in this anatomical position. Okay, so let's go into the video. The first thing that you need to know is there are 8 direction names in anatomical terms, that is your anterior, posterior, medial, lateral, superior, inferior, proximal and distal. Okay, so the first one is your anterior. Anterior means towards or on the front of the body. Whatever comes on the front of the body, the terminology used is the anterior. Okay, so example, kneecap. Kneecap is also known as patella. Kneecap is located on the anterior side of the leg. Okay, patella, as you all know, kneecap, that is present on the anterior or the front of the leg. So anterior word has been used here. Second comes your posterior, towards or on the back of the body, just the opposite of anterior. It is on the front of the body and posterior will be on the back of the body or at the back of the body. Example, the popliteal fossa is present on the posterior side or the back of the knee. Okay, then comes your superior. Superior is also known as cranial. Why? Because cranial or cranium is your brain and brain is the upper part. So superior is also known as cranial, that is towards the head end of the body or the upper part. Okay, example is hand is a part of superior extremity. Extremity means your body. Okay, so hand is a part of the upper body, upper or superior extremity. So inferior, that is also known as caudal. Caudal means tail. Okay, so that means away from the head or lower part. Example is foot is a part of inferior extremity, that is, see, hand is a part of upper extremity or upper part or superior part and foot is a part of inferior or lower extremity. Okay, next comes your medial. Medial means towards the midline of the body. Okay, people, don't get confused. We are just going through the definitions and then we'll go through the diagram. The line that passes through the mid of your body is your midline. Okay, if anything is towards the midline of the body, it would be termed as medial. For example, the 5th digit or the little finger is located at the medial side of the hand. See, this is my hand and this side would be my midline. Okay, and this would be my 5th digit or my little finger. So this is towards the midline, that's why it would be known as medial side. So the little finger or the 5th digit is present towards the medial side of my hand, okay, or of my body. Then comes your lateral, that would be away from the midline of the body. Example, you took 5th digit for medial, first digit or your thumb would be the lateral end. Okay, see, this side was my midline, this is the thumb, it is away from the midline, so this would be lateral side. Okay, then the last two are your proximal and distal. I will tell the definitions together and then explain the examples together because they are correlated. So proximal is towards or nearest the trunk. Trunk means your main body, okay, that abdomen, chest and all, that is your trunk. So towards or nearest the trunk or the body is known as proximal, and distal is opposite, away or farther from the trunk or the body. See, I'll depict you with an example if you can understand. See here. For now, take it as your arm. This is your arm. This is your forearm. And this is going to be your hand. Okay. Now, if you use a simple literature, what would you say? Forearm is nearer to the hand and arm is farther to the hand. So, if you use anatomical terminologies and you take the hand into consideration, you will say forearm is proximal to the hand and arm is distal to the hand. That is what it is. That is the example for proximal and distal. Okay. So that is all about the definitions. Now we are going to go through examples and their diagrams so that we can understand the terminologies in more depth and we can remember them easily. So what was the first thing that I told you? I told you that anatomical position is very necessary when we are naming or when we are using some direction terminology in anatomy, right? So this is your, see this diagram, this human anatomy diagram. See here, if you see, the body is erect, as I told you, the first point. This body is straight and erect. And the other thing that I told you was palm and forearm would be supinated. So this is supinated, right? So this is your standard anatomical position for naming the terminologies of directions in anatomy. Okay. So the next thing that we will go is for the directions and their examples. Simply you need to know is, see, you see here, back of his body or back of the human's body, at the back, this is your posterior. This is known as posterior, or another word is your dorsal. And in front, whatever comes in the front or towards the front would be your anterior, or also known as ventral. Okay. So see, this is the example that we discussed, that is kneecap, that lies anterior in the leg or anteriorly in front of the knee. What do we call it? We also call it patella. So see here, this is your kneecap or patella. This is your leg, your thigh, then your leg. This is the front part and this is the back part. So this will be known as anterior, right? So patella lies in the anterior side of the leg. That's what we studied, right? Then next comes your posterior. See this area, it's a little bit triangular here. If you see clearly, his muscles are very good, so we can see it clearly. This triangular area, this is known as popliteal fossa, and you can clearly see that this is the back of the leg. See, you can see the calcaneum. Calcaneum is also present at the back. So the popliteal fossa is present on the posterior of the knee joint. That is what we studied in the example, right? Then comes your superior and inferior. Just have this outline diagram. This part will be your superior. This part is your inferior. That is, lower part is your inferior and the upper part is your superior. So what did we discuss for the example? We discussed that hand is a part of superior extremity and foot is the part of inferior extremity. You see here, this is superior, I told you, superior or caudal. So this is hand. Hand is superiorly attached, so part of a superior extremity, and foot is attached at the lower end, so it is known as part of inferior extremity. Okay, then next we go for proximal and distal. For that also I took this diagram itself. See, you just have to focus on the hand part. Okay, this is your arm. This is from here, from the elbow, this is your forearm, and then comes your hand, right? So what did I say? Forearm and arm have to be considered along with hand, right? Hand has to be considered and then you have to tell where is the forearm and where is the arm. So what we say is forearm is proximal to the hand. See, forearm is nearer to the hand, so forearm is proximal to the hand and arm is distal to the hand or farther away from the hand. Okay, then we go for this diagram. If you see this diagram, it explains everything. I told you one thing about midline, right? See here, this is your midline. Do you see this dotted line, this full line where my arrow is going? This is your midline. Okay, for medial and lateral we will go for this diagram, and also for other also I will explain once more. So this is your midline, that is the line segment passing through the center of your body is your midline. Okay, so towards the midline would be your medial. You can see here medial is written, and away from the midline is your lateral. So what did we take as an example? We took the digits as an example, right? So see, this is little finger, that is your fifth digit. It is towards the medial or towards the midline, so this is present at the medial side. And thumb is outwards, that is away from the midline, right? So it will be on the lateral side. That is what is the example for lateral and medial. Now again, we will go through each and every example. This was the front is your anterior. In this you can see only anterior, you can't see posterior in this diagram. Then this was medial towards the midline. Away from the midline is your lateral. Then upper part is your superior. Lower part or caudal part is your inferior. Then I told you proximal and distal. See, they have shown it in hand as well as in leg. This part is proximal because it is nearer to the trunk, your thigh part. Your leg part is farther from your trunk, so it is distal. See here, it is a little different. There we took example of something else. We were considering the hand. From the hand we were discussing what is farther and what is nearer. Here they are considering the trunk. This is your trunk, right? They are considering the trunk, and when you consider the trunk, your arm is proximal, that is nearby, and your hand and forearm is gonna be distal. Okay, don't get confused. See, in the older one, in the another one, what did we read is we were taking hand into consideration and we were talking about forearm is nearer, that is proximal, and we were saying that arm is distal to the hand. Okay, and now in this one we are talking about the trunk. We are taking the trunk into the consideration and we are saying that arm is nearer, that is proximal, and your hand is distal. Do you get that? So that is all about this basic topic. I hope this is very clear. You have to remember this because this is what is gonna be used in whole of your medical career. Always have these words on your fingertips, because when you will be going for case study, when you will be going for clinical postings and all, these words will be very important. And now as of basics in anatomy also, it's going to be very important. I hope you liked the video. I hope you understood something, and if there is any doubts, please comment down in the comment section below. Be safe, stay home. Thanks for watching.